Hey, welcome everybody to this evening's webinar. Hey, I'm so excited that you are here. So as you come on in, if you would please put your name in the comment box so I can shout you out directly. And if you wouldn't mind liking and sharing this video, I would greatly appreciate it. So excuse me while I take a moment to make sure that everything is working well. All right, sounds like it is. All right, so I want to set things up so I'll be able to see your comments. And I hope we have plenty of comments tonight, guys, because the information I'm sharing with you is honestly not just my personal story, but it's information that that I have found that is so valuable and so important for people to have. And many people, for the most part, unfortunately, don't get access to this information as quickly and as thoroughly as they probably should. If you are a hairstylist or a barber or someone in the beauty industry, this is valuable information that people often don't get. I know when I was in the industry, I did not get access to this type of information. And so one of the questions was, where do you go? How do you get this information? Who do you talk to, right? What information is pertinent and important, right? So I had to find out all of these things on my own. And so I'm going to share with you a bit of that information. Amanda, thank you for joining me. Miss Hendrickson, thank you for joining me this evening. And so, like I said, as you come on in, please like and share so other people can get this information as well. So, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. So, if you are someone who's in the beauty industry, a barber, hairstylist, massage therapist, esthetician, anyone is in the beauty industry, have you ever wondered how are you going to actually get from behind the chair? I don't know about you. I wondered the same thing as well. So tonight in this video, I'm going to share with you how I was able to retire early from behind the chair as a hairstylist and salon owner, okay? So like I said, as you come on in, please like and share. I would greatly appreciate it. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Let me know, is that something that's important to you? Is that something that you think you'd like to learn or know more about? Let me know if you have questions about how to do it, right? Hopefully this little talk this evening will kind of hopefully shed some light on that. But if it does not, or if you have questions already, please put them in the comments so I can answer them. Thank you, Amanda. I greatly appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get started. So if this is your first time seeing my face, my name is Alex Jones. I'm a retired hairstylist and salon owner of 23 years. And as I said, I am a retired hairstylist and salon owner, and I am currently a licensed insurance broker and financial planner. So I help people just like you build wealth so you can live the life that you truly want, so you can leave a legacy. So that's the information I'm going to be sharing with you this evening, okay? Like I said, if you have questions, please go ahead and put it in the comments area. So guys, one of the things that that as I coach and do financial planning for people not only in the beauty industry, but people who work in all walks of life, right? And I have people who are just getting started, and I actually have millionaire clients as well. And the questions, the questions that I get are slightly different. However, everyone wants to know the question, how do I get to a place of being financially stable, of being financially free? How do I get to the place of being able to retire? And one of the other things that I hear, particularly from hairstylists and beauty professionals, is you guys are passionate and you love what you do. And many people think, believe in their heart that they're going to work behind the chair forever. They're never going to retire. And you know what? I hope that is the case for you. But what I always share with them and I always tell them is we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. And our responsibility today is to plan for life's tomorrows. And so even if you plan to continue working until your very last breath, right? Even if you plan to do that, you still don't want to live paycheck to paycheck, or you still don't want to have to stand behind the chair in order to make sure that you're able to continue to live, right? That's not the place that you want to be. So those are two different things. You can love what you do and not want to retire, but you can also plan for being financially independent and being financially stable. Okay. And so those are two different things. I absolutely say love what you do, but at the same time, make sure that, if you don't work a week or two or a month, that, your car isn't going bad or you're being evicted, right? You want to make sure that you have the financial resources that allow you to do what you love, not because you have to earn a living, but because you love it as well. All right. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Like I said before, I was in the beauty industry for 23 years, and much of the information I'm going to share with you may or may not seem like common sense. But what I found is most people don't know this information. So let me just share with you the first thing. The first thing I did that helped me retire early from behind the chair was, number one, I maximized my income. I maximized my income. Now, like I said, these things may seem like common sense, right? But as I always say, sometimes common sense isn't so common. So how do you actually maximize your income? Number one, the first thing is all of your income doesn't necessarily have to come from standing behind the chair or comes from your beauty or barber business. Okay, so that's the first thing. So we really need to have multiple streams of income. Now the mistake that many of us make is if we go from one thing to another thing, right? To have multiple streams of income, truthfully, we still only have one thing. And the reason why I say that is if you aren't making income from one place while you're at another, then you don't have two streams. You have one stream. You're working from behind the chair to doing something else, but then your money stops over here. You want to make sure that your money continues to flow, and that's what you really want. So you want to make sure that you're maximizing your income, that you have multiple streams of income. You want to make sure that those streams are continuing to come in even when you are standing behind the chair. Now, as it relates to your beauty or barber business, how I was able to maximize my salon's income, or my income in the salon, is I focused on the things that actually drive my business. So recently on Facebook, I asked the question, what do you think it takes in order for you to be able to build income in your salon or barber business? While health is important, you want to be healthy, right? But being healthy, I know plenty of people who are healthy, but they are still not building wealth. Okay. There are any number of things that you kind of sort of need, but in order for you to drive your income and to maximize your income, there are a few key things that you really have to focus on. And the first thing is you got to focus on marketing. Marketing is absolutely important to maximizing your income. You can have the greatest talents, gifts in the world. But if people don't know about you, and if they're not walking through your door and sitting in your chair, guess what? It doesn't matter. You have to make sure that you have the ability and have a system in place to make sure that you are continually filling your chair. That is paramount to maximizing your income. So I focused on marketing in order to do that. Okay. And in marketing, you need to know exactly who your audience is, who's your ideal customer and client. You have to put together a marketing message that differentiates you from your competition. And you have to share something with them that makes them, that compels them to want to do business with you. Those things are absolutely important and critical when it comes to marketing your business. Okay. And so when you do those things well, right? Yep. Okay. Yep. I was just looking at my comments, so excuse me. So one of the things I focused on was marketing. Okay. Marketing is absolutely key. You have to make sure that you're able to get more customers and clients into your salon, into your shop, and into your chair. That is absolutely important. The next thing is, if you have people who are coming in, you have to focus on building your service ticket. You have to make sure that you're providing exceptional value to your clients, to your customers, so that they want to become your clients. Customers and clients aren't the same. You want to make sure that when you have a customer that comes in, you want to turn them into a client. That means somebody who is a repeat, someone you have a deeper service relationship with. That's who clients are. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are building your service ticket. So every need that you have, that your client has, you want to make sure that you're taking care of those needs for them, so they don't have to buy products online. They don't have to go and buy products from stores. They don't have to go somewhere else to get some of the services that you could provide to them. One of the things that many of us don't do, I made sure that I wrote down every single service that I can provide, every single service that my cosmetology license would allow me to deliver to my clients. And I made sure that I put together service packages and product packages so I can build my service ticket. I made sure to look at, hey, am I doing conditioning treatments the way I should be? Am I doing protein treatments the way I should be? Am I doing trims as often as I should be? Is this person a great candidate for a color service? If they have color already, can I give them a color gloss, right, to add more sheen to their hair, right? You always want to make sure that you're looking at how many services can I provide to my clients. Okay, build that service ticket is what I did. Secondly, or thirdly, I wanted to make sure that I was always rebooking my clients. One of the things that I know is notorious for barbers, barbers often don't have their clients' information, can't get in contact with them if there's an emergency, or if you have some type of promotion that you want to let them know about. They can't even get in contact with them, right? Don't have their telephone numbers, so you cannot be proactive in sharing information with them that's going to enhance the service that you provide. And that's absolutely not the way to go about doing it. So I made sure that, again, marketing was important, that I was building my service ticket. And then third, I was making sure that I had a frequency of visit, a rebooking strategy to make sure that people are coming back to see me. It was I'd read a long time ago that there was a person who owned the dry cleaners, right? And their whole philosophy was, if I can get someone to come in 5 times then they knew they had a client for life. So that became the goal. They came in the first time, the goal is to try to get them to come in to the second time. They come in the second time, you guessed it, the goal is to have them come in a third time, and so on. And if they can have them come in 5 times, they knew they had a client for life. All right. And then finally, pricing. Pricing was something that I focused on and that I knew I absolutely had to learn how to do it effectively. Asking other people what they charge is not an effective marketing plan. You must know things like what's my cost of operation? What are my product costs? How much do I need to pay myself? How much profit margin would I like to make? Those are all the things that you need to know. How much value am I delivering to my clients? Am I delivering more value than what they can find in the marketplace? Or is it about the same? So you want to make sure that you are always making some assessment as to how valuable your services are. The more valuable your services are, guess what? The more the more you can charge for your services. And this cannot be subjective, guys. It needs to be based on something. It just can't be based on I know my worth, right? What is that? How do you communicate your worth? I always tell people the price for what cost is what it takes you to operate your business. Price is the price that someone pays. And people always want to make sure that they are getting more value than the price that they are paying. If they are doing that, they are more than happy to pay whatever price you charge. So you have to make sure that you are delivering value to your customers and clients. Let me know, guys, if this is making sense. So the first thing I did was to maximize my income. I knew that I needed to have multiple streams of income, and I focused inside my business. I focused on marketing, rebooking, having people come back frequently. I focused on building my service ticket, and I wanted to make sure that I had my pricing correct so that I was able to get the maximum price for my salon services. So that was the first thing that I did. Let me know if this is making sense, guys. Okay, talk to me. Let me know if you have any questions. So the first thing I did was I maximized my income. Number two, the second thing I did was I reduced my taxes and high interest debt. Many people, many of us do not recognize just how much we pay in terms of taxes and high interest debt. And I can't exactly remember the number, but it's somewhere the average American will pay roughly about $1.2 million of taxes and interest in their life. 1.1 or $1.2 million. Thank you for joining, Carla. And so one of the things that I said was, hey, I have to make sure that I am eliminating or I'm reducing the amount of taxes that I pay, right, in my business, in my personal life, and the high interest debt. And otherwise, it's going to kill me. Otherwise, it's going to take roughly about 1.2, $1.3 million I'm going to pay in terms of taxes and interest. For example, if you buy a home and you pay $300,000 for that house, okay? So just in terms of interest, by the time you pay it off over 30 years, guess what? You've paid nearly $600,000. You paid another $300,000 in terms of interest. You bought a whole nother house is what you paid for in interest. So we have to be thinking, how do we reduce the amount of interest and the amount of debt that we pay? And so one of the things that I did was I made sure that I had a home-based business. Okay, so I had my business in the salon, but I also made sure that I had a home-based business as well. That was a great way for me to be able to write off some of the expenses, some of my home expenses I was already paying for anyway. I was able to write off some of those things now because I operated a business out of my home. Every person in the sound of my voice needs to have a home-based business. Everybody. It allows you to open up, it allows you to be able to write off some expenses. So I made sure that I found that I was very knowledgeable, and I worked with someone at the time. I worked with someone who was a tax planning expert, somebody who could look at some of the deductions that were available, making sure that I put my money in places, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But I put my money in places that allowed me to either never pay taxes on that on the gains, or I wanted to make sure that if I had money that was sitting in a brokerage account, again, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, that if I had money sitting in a brokerage account, that I didn't get caught up into buying, selling, and buying, selling uh, in less than a year, because I knew that I would now have to pay higher taxes on that money because it's now considered an ordinary income, so I'm taxed at the ordinary rate. So I made sure that I held on to my assets for at least a year and a day. And so that allowed me to pay a lower tax rate on the gains that I was getting in my investments. I hope this is making sense. Um, so the second thing was I learned how to reduce my taxes in terms of interest. If I'm buying something and I'm financing it, if it is not producing income for me, then I try to make sure that I didn't finance it. Okay. Because again, that's just interest. That's just money that's going to be just going out of the door. So I didn't get caught up in buying things that look like an asset, like cars that go down in value. I've never financed a new car. I've had a like new car. I've actually bought a car that was a demo, but it wasn't brand new. Okay. And so I made sure that I didn't get caught up in buying stuff that was just going to go down in value, right? And that I wasn't financing stuff that was going down in value. If I financed something, I wanted to try to make sure that it was something that was going to produce income for me, or I made sure that I paid the least amount of interest that I possibly could. So I'm not saying that you have to be debt free. I'm simply saying that if you have high interest debt that's 10% or higher, then you need to reduce how much high interest debt you actually have. Okay. And that's going to save you some money in the long run, which allows you to put more money in investments that help you to build wealth and prepare for life beyond the chair. Okay. So that's the second thing I did. The third thing was I paid myself 10 to 15% of everything I made, and I paid it first. I literally, when I was as a salon owner, there were people who worked in the salon with me who knew that they had a hard time saving money. I literally was the piggy bank. I literally was the bank for people who worked with me. They would save money with me because they knew that if they kept it, they would wind up spending it. Let me know if this is making sense, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to answer any questions you may have. So they would actually, at the end of the week, they would actually put it in an envelope and they would give it to me, and I would actually be the savings bank for them. Okay. They didn't get any interest, but they also did not spend it. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are in a place where you are paying yourself first. This might sound a little crazy, but don't pay your bills and then try to pay yourself from what's left. I know it sounds crazy, but what you want to do is you want to pay yourself first. That means if it's a Tuesday morning or a Wednesday morning, if you want to take what you earn from the first client that you service that day, do that. Okay. If you want to take at the end of the day, if you want to look at all the money that you generated for that day, and then you say, hey, I'm going to take 10%, 5%, 2%, whatever it is that you can possibly afford. You want to start taking that money and setting it aside. Because trust me, a couple of things will happen. If you pay yourself first, set up a system where you can put your money in a place where it's not easy for you to get to. Nowadays, that's really easy. You can put money in a high yield savings account, and like Ally Bank, SoFi Bank, Betterment, Wealthfront. These are a number of companies that are essentially online banks that'll pay you anywhere from 4.75 to 5.5% on the money that you have with them, and it's online, so you're not able to get to it as easily. That puts you in a position of being able to save money. Okay, um, so in any case, being able to save and put money aside can be a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I'm going to show you how as little as $100 a week, what it can do for you. And I'm going to share those numbers with you in just a second. So the fourth thing that I did, this is going to seem a little counterintuitive, but the fourth thing I did was I actually got life insurance. And let me tell you why this was so profound for me. When my father passed away in 2003, he did not have life insurance. Going through the experience and as a family, us having to pay for his funeral and final expenses, that was challenging. It wasn't a little bit, it was challenging for us. Okay. And so going through that experience, I said, hey, I want to make sure that, should something happen to me, that my family doesn't have to pick up the tab or put them through this stress. And that's what made me start looking into life insurance for myself. Little did I know, the person that I was working with at the time shared something with me that actually had just came online in 1997. And he shared with me a product that allowed me to have coverage if I happen to pass away, so my family would be protected. If I got sick or hurt, I was able to access money from my death benefit to help continue to live, to help pay bills, to help pay for someone for my living expenses, to help pay for long-term care. The money that grew inside my policy, it actually grew tax-free. That money I was actually able to use to grow my salon business. Yes, I actually used some of the cash value in my life insurance policy to open my last salon. And as a result, I was able to what? Maximize my income, pay myself back, and be able to have the excess that I was able to use to invest with. This is so powerful, and I can share that with you if you guys are interested in more of that. But the biggest thing is I was protected. My money grew tax-free. I was able to access it if I needed it. And then finally, today, I'm able to sit here retired early because I was able to turn on lifetime benefits from my life insurance policy. Let me share with you how this works. For example, for $100 a week, we're talking about, depending on how old you are, that $100 could turn into $167,000 up to 416,000, almost $500,000, depending on when you start and how young you are. $100 a week. Not only that, let's say it was on the low end, 167,000 is what it grew to tax free. You would be able to turn on lifetime benefits, and you would be able to get $18,000 a year for the rest of your life, tax free. That's all because you were putting in $100 a week inside your policy. Again, depending on it could be more than that, depending on when you start. That $100 a week, you could actually turn into $29,000 a year of lifetime income, tax free. No matter how long you live, they have to keep paying it to you. So, for example, if you were for that $18,000, for instance, and you lived to be 90, that means they would have paid you out $447,000 in retirement. If you happen to have started early at 35, that means they would have paid you $29,000 for the rest of your life when you turn on lifetime income, lifetime benefits, and they would have paid you out $728,000. That is the power of life insurance, and that is how I was able, part of the reason why I was able to retire early. Okay, so this thing is powerful. Let me continue. So far, I made sure to maximize my income. I had multiple streams of income, and I made sure that I was getting as much money as I possibly could inside my salon business. And ladies and gentlemen, right now, you absolutely should be making at least $100,000 in your barber or beauty business. In today's economy, you have to. If you're paying your business expenses and you're paying your personal expenses, you need to be making a minimum of $100,000 in order for you to be able to live comfortably, pay yourself, and be able to save for retirement. Absolutely. And it is very doable if you are focusing on the things that I shared with you earlier. Marketing, building your service ticket, knowing exactly how to price your services to get the maximum price you possibly can. And then finally, rebooking and getting people back into your chair. Those are the four things that I focused on to maximize my income inside my business. Number two, reducing the amount of taxes that you pay legally. Underreporting your income is only going to hurt you when it comes to Social Security, guys. So if you are underreporting your income right now, I would highly recommend that you actually talk with a tax planner. If you don't know one, give me a call, put in the comments, email me. I would love to help you. But you want to make sure that you are setting yourself up, making sure that you have your business structure in place, making sure that you know the difference between having just a regular LLC, sole proprietor, or having an S corporation. Knowing when to go from an LLC to an S corporation, that thing can save you thousands of dollars each and every year. Operating a home-based business can save you thousands of dollars in taxes every year. This is money that can go to helping you build wealth and retiring from behind the chair. Okay. Number three, I made sure to pay myself anywhere between 10 to 15%. And if you're not sure exactly how, or if you feel like you can't, start where you can. And then over time, just go ahead and build it up. But make sure that you are saving consistently every single week. Make it automatic. Set it up in order that it comes out. If you have to, have it come out of your money before you even get it. You can easily set up a if your money goes into a business bank account, you can go online and have it set up that you can say, hey, you want to take out X amount daily. And you can literally set that up. You can say, I want to take out X amount weekly. You can literally set that up so it happens automatically if you aren't working with a payroll company. This is easy to do, guys, but it must be done. So make sure that you are paying yourself first. Ideally, you want to be paying yourself anywhere between 10 and 15%. Like I said, make sure you got life insurance and you get the right type of life insurance. If you need term life insurance and you want to invest the difference, great. If you want to be able to get an IUL, like I had in my case, that allows your money to grow tax free, and you want to be able to make sure that the money that you invest always goes up and you're never at risk of losing money in the stock market, then this might be the right product for you. If you want to let me know, I'll help you out in the process and to help you determine which is best for you. And then finally, I use what I call my 3-bucket system. What's the 3-bucket system? I'm happy to share with you. So using my 3-bucket system, I made sure that that I had money in 3 buckets, and this is a diversification strategy. Okay, you want to make sure that you have money for now, that you have money for soon, and money for later. Those are the 3 buckets. Okay, you want to make sure that you have money now. What do I mean, money now? You want to make sure that you have enough money in your savings account and your emergency fund. So you want to make sure that you have a fully funded emergency fund, usually anywhere between 3 to 6 months of bills that you have to pay each month. Okay, you want to make sure that you have that amount set aside in your emergency fund. Okay, that's your now bucket. So those things help take care of any emergencies that happen. And it's been said right now, the average American citizen could not cover a $400 emergency without going into debt. And that's not where you want to be. You want to make sure that if something happens to you, if Lord, heaven forbids, if you happen to get sick or hurt and can't go into the salon, you want to make sure that you still have money set aside, that you're able to pay your booth rent. Make sure you're able to still pay your mortgage. Okay. Make sure you're able to keep your situation going until you're able to get back on your feet. I can literally remember people having a broke leg and being on one of them scooters, right? Because they had to get back to the shop. They couldn't miss no money. And that's no way to live, guys. So you want to make sure that you have your emergency fund set up and you're checking your savings. That's the money now bucket. Your money soon bucket. There are things that you know that you're going to need to have in the future. Maybe not within the next 12 months. That's the soon bucket. Maybe within the next 1 to 3 years. If you know you need a roof for the house, if you know that one of your appliances are going to need to be replaced, if you know that that you're going to need to buy another car soon, these are things that you want to start setting money aside for, so you don't wind up having to pay a whole bunch of interest to get the things that you need to get. You remember I said earlier that you want to make sure that you reduce high interest debt or reduce debt that doesn't pay you. You want to make sure that you start saving for it. If you know you're going to need it, go ahead and save for it, guys. Okay? So that's your soon bucket. That's for needs that you're going to have within the next 1 to 3 years. Okay? And then there's 3 years and later. That's your later bucket. Okay? That's your retirement bucket. Now, let me break that down. One of the things that I do with that 3rd bucket, that later bucket, I broke it down into 3 buckets. All right. So this is my 3-bucket system. So what I did was I took the money that was set aside for needs 3 years down the road. Let me know if this is making sense, guys. Give me some hearts, likes, thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions. The money in that third bucket, the later bucket, I put that into buckets, the tax now bucket, the taxed later bucket, and then the taxed never bucket. So what do I mean? Remember I shared with you earlier about the life insurance. The life insurance is it's actually money that I've already been taxed on because it's after tax dollars. But the gains that I get in my life insurance are never taxed. And the benefits that I got from my life insurance, death benefits, and my lifetime retirement benefits, those things are never taxed, right? So you want to have your money spread out. So I had some money that was in the tax never bucket. That could be a Roth IRA for you, okay? The tax later bucket would be if you have a 401k, if you have an IRA, if you have a SEP IRA, okay, for people who are self-employed. All of those things would be your tax later bucket because that's money that you're going to be taxed on. You don't get taxed on it now when you put it in, but you will be taxed on it later once you start taking it out in retirement. And then you have your taxed now bucket, which is monies that you have that might be in stocks or money that's sitting in other cash accounts where you get interest and dividends from. The idea is that you want to spread out the money in your later bucket where you need money 3 years and later, possibly in retirement. You want to make sure that you have that money spread out into the tax now bucket, tax later bucket, and tax never bucket. And if you do that, you will find that that your financial situation will be diversified, and you never have to worry about getting hit with a huge tax bill when you start living in retirement, because taxes will eat you alive when it comes to retirement. Okay, so so there you have it, guys. Those are the things that I focused on when I was going through and I was trying to retire from behind the chair. Now I know how many of you might feel like this is something that sounds complicated or sounds really involved. Let me know what you guys think about that, because if you're interested, I actually have something that's going to be coming up here very soon where I actually walk you through this process, where I actually hold your hand, that I share with you all the different elements that you actually need in order to build wealth so you're able to have the life that you truly want, and so that you're able to retire from behind the chair, or that you're able to continue to work behind the chair and you never have to worry about money. I have a program that I'm going to be launching that's going to help put everything you need together in order to help you do that. And if that's something that you're interested in, let me see if I can uh, find it very quickly. If you are interested in something like that, you can, okay, go here. Let's see if we can put that in there. Add that. Okay. If you're interested in that, you can actually put your name on a wait list. So when I launch it, and it's going to be very soon here, very shortly, you can go here, put your name on the wait list, and as information comes out about this program that's going to help you build wealth, so you can have the finances that you need to live the life that you want, that you're able to retire from behind the chair, and you're able to do it easily. Okay. Well, let me say more simply. that you will know exactly how to do it from start to finish. And if that's something that's interesting to you, feel free to go to this link, alexallure.system.io/BB waitlist. Get your name on the waitlist, and as information becomes available, I'll make sure that I get it out to you so you can be among the first people to be a part of this amazing program, retirement program. So there you have it, guys. That's what I was able to do and what I did for retiring from behind the chair, and how I'm able to go into a whole new area. And that's the reason why I'm doing what I do, is because I know just how difficult it can be trying to run a business, trying to take care of your home and your family, and trying to prepare for retirement, especially in this tight economy. I know how that feels. I know how challenging it can be. And I want to make sure that I help as many hairstylists and beauty and barber professionals. I want to help you guys navigate that whole little system so that you're able to live a life that you truly want and the life that you deserve. Okay? So if that's something that interests you, go to this link here, join the wait list, and as information comes out, I will be sharing that information for the retirement program with you. All right. So there you guys have it. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'll be checking the comments, and I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, take care. God bless. We will see you next time.